It's hard to know. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good freaking evening. Happy generational wealth Wednesday to each and every one of you. Gosh, I went back and forth on what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about, but finally decided, I'm gonna just talk about something that's hugely important just for success in any space, and that is you got to be careful. You got to pay close attention to who you listen to. It's just so very, very important. And I was listening to Bankless a couple of days ago, and I was listening to Kathy Wood from ARK Investment. Really, really sharp lady. I was thinking about all the conversations I listened to with Raoul Paul from Real Vision and Real Vision Crypto. And then I listened to a guy who calls himself Plan B. Listen to Plan B today. And that listening to that dude today is very, very interesting because, TA type deal and talking about something very, very interesting. So we'll get into that as well. And I got to tell you, I do find it very, very fascinating that is it Charles? What is this dude's name? Is it Charles Gasparino? What is the dude's name? Let me get this name right. I don't mess this dude's name up. Oh, wait a minute. Did I do that right? Let's do this first. Oh, it is in there. Okay. And now let's do this. I think it's Charles Gasparino, is it? Yeah, it is Charles Gasparino. Very interesting that he's picking, he's begun to pick some things up in reference to the madness going on with the SEC. So it's good to see that he did it. He did his first one, right? And so we can't expect perfection. We can't expect to get everything right that first time. But the fact that he's looking to take up the cause, if you will, and I'm sure he'll be in contact with Deaton without question. I'm sure that will take place. But to get the facts right and to get in other words, he'll be able to kind of, I think if they let him speak on it in that way, kind of get to the truth or at least kind of expose how stink it smells, how nasty it looks, the underhandings, the inside trading, if you will, to benefit themselves, whether it be Clayton and Hinman, the madness that is Gary Gensler. And I think he's going to really, I'm hoping that he'll begin to learn more about, this being more of a political thing, power grab than anything else. And if he's willing to speak, I mean, he mentioned us a couple of times. He mentioned the XRP Army. He mentioned the fact that, John Deaton in his motion to intervene on behalf of the XRP investors, right? So those are some really, really good things as well. So, but I think, again, be careful who you listen to. I think it is so very, very important. The Plan B guy, I'm not sure if if I've changed my opinion, but to hear him talk about what is it? Extended, what do they call it now? The bull run is not ending, and it's extending. Forget what he called it, and I'll share it. Hopefully, I will share his interview with Benjamin Cohen. But yeah, so I guess kind of between the two of them, they're not looking for they're not looking for the typical cycle jungle. They're not talking the typical cycle this run. So we shall see. We shall see. Not a typical one means a little bit longer. Not necessarily that we won't have the bear market, but the bull, they're saying it's going to be extended a little from what I was kind of gathering. Not the super cycle, that's a whole nother thing, Trevor, but the extended cycle, if you will. What's good? What's good? What's good? It's good to see you guys. Jungle Link is in the building. What's good, brother? It is good to see you. I know that's probably good news for you. Have you heard of Plan B? That dude, I haven't heard of him till today. I kept hearing Rand Neuer mention Plan B and who's this Plan B guy? And I finally figured out who he is. Trevor, what's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Big John is in the bill. We're going to go over the market a little bit, but I was really encouraged to by listening to both the Plan B guy and Kathy Wood from ARK Invest. It feels as though she is high, really high on the retail investor. Now that's different, coming from a position of, from someone in her position. That is definitely different. Bro, XRP is in the building. What's good with you? Cleotis Ingram Jr. What's good, my dude? Good to see you on the stream. Todd Sellers is in the building. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you for sure. What's up? What's up, M. Grimes? Dan Robb is here. Did you get the info I sent you? Nope. Did you send that to my the email for this channel, Dan Robb, or did you do a DM? I think you got to really hedge your bets with that. Yeah, and that is the thing. It's a very, very interesting thing for me, and I'll talk about it some more as well, because ultimately, we're not 100% exiting our position in XRP, but we were planning on using that 30 to 40%, 30 to 35% with Flare Network. And so for me, the extended cycle or the whatever kind of cycle doesn't matter, right? Because still going to have the XRP, whether they be minted or not minted. I know the whole 5% deal or whatever the minting thing is going to be. But that's an interesting thing. Hedging your bets is a good way of putting it. Oh, for your Shiba swap. No, I did not get that. I looked for it, but I did not get that, Dan Robb. I guess I can just go to the Shiba swap and somehow see it, but I did not get it, brother. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go a little bit as well, but Kathy Woods, pretty smart lady. Raul Paul from Real Vision Crypto. If you're not listening to that dude, like you're missing out. You're not listening to that dude. And Plan B guy, a different perspective. I think most people here on the channel have heard of Benjamin Cohen. We'll go over that as well. We're going to go over the market, even though the market, it's doing what the market does. Trevor, so what I ended up doing is I ended up selling my EPS that I was getting for free, for participating in the monsoon that is transactional fees on Convex. And I got just a little bit of the Realm token. That's what you were talking about, right? That Realm token. But before we get into all of that, we're gonna go over the market a little bit. But before we go over the market, it's just so hugely important that we get this thing done here, because it's important. It's hugely important that we do this before we do all other things. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's go here. Yeah, so Plan B. Let me know in the chat if you guys have heard of this Plan B guy. Yeah, and I got turned on to the Plan B guy from Crypto Banter, Rand Nooner. I heard him mention that. I heard him mention the Plan B. I thought he was talking about Bank to the Future and Simon Dixon. That's who I thought he was talking about. But nope, that's not who he was talking about. All right, let me do this. Guys, we have to do this. It's so hugely important that before we get into the topics for tonight, that we hop on that bridge. The market is doing what the market does. I got a DeLorean NFT. Did you get one? I figured if I'm going to have an NFT, might as well have something to do with Flare Network, Flare Finance. I saw that Solomon picked one up. I'm just spending ETH like it's nobody's business. I I probably shouldn't be spending the ETH. I'm just spending ETH like nobody's business. Now, of course, I didn't have to use any dirty, nasty fiat to get the ETH because I'm a liquidity provider. I'm a lender and a borrower. Yeah, because I have assets that have value. That's what I did. Yeah, so I use some of that collateral to get the NFT. Why not? I'm really getting more and more high, if you will, on the Terra Luna ecosystem. Something about that 19.5% on your stable coin is appealing. And the way it's working out, you can get yield on yield on yield. That's interesting. Life is good. I'm a market maker. You're a market maker. We're all market makers. Shout out to WanSwap. Looks like they got some integration already going on with Avalanche. Are you kidding me? That is, wow. Generational Wealth Wednesday. Generational Wealth Wednesday. Yeah, Wan Chain and Avalanche, guys. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Wan Chain. Don't sleep on Wan Chain. I think there's under $1 going on right now. Let me see what I don't need. Danny Loathe is in the building. What's good, brother? So which one don't I need? I don't need this one anymore. Let's see. Generational Wealth Wednesday. I don't know. I don't need that one anymore. All right. So I think there we are. What's going on, Danny Loathe? Jay Sober's in the building. Path node. Strong nodes are excellent passive income, but pricey to get good returns. Anybody know what it takes to get a Gala Games node? Anybody? I think if I would do the node thing, I would do the node thing for in that space in order to get the NFTs that they're going to come out with to get. I would rather be in that ecosystem for gaming. When it comes to the nodes, I can get my cash flow from some other places. Gregson Wong, my goodness, bro, it has been a while, bro. I would like to say it's been a minute. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Dang, finally got a notification for you. See, it's good to be here. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, my friend. It is great to see you, Jerry Wanayat. It's been a while, my friend. How are you? It has been a while. And so here's the thing, Plan B. Have you guys heard of this guy? I want to turn you on to this guy just for a perspective. I think a lot of people here have heard of Benjamin Cowan, right? So let me go over to Plan B. I'm going to find that first. And then look, it's a hard listen to. Oh my God. It's really challenging to listen to because it's just going over charts. So his Twitter handle is at 100 trillion USD, at 100 trillion, lowercase trillion, all caps for USD, one word, at 100 trillion USD. So let me share that. Again, it's for perspective and a different perspective. I'm a big fan of BC Backer and high altitude investing, who gave us a swing trade call that has been really, really nice, and do it yourself investing, right? But this is a different perspective. And I know I've heard Patty XRP and certainly Mickey B. Fresh and a lot of you in the channel saying how you believe that this cycle is not going to be the same as other cycles. And I've always, and what I've been saying is after every bull run, there's a bear market. After every bull market, there's a bear market. But that doesn't mean that you can't have an extended bull. Doesn't mean that you can't. I don't know that we will, but it doesn't mean that you can't. I'm not of the mindset that we're never going to have a bear. It's just that this bull run is just going to kind of keep going. That I have not. So here it is. Here is Plan B, the $100 trillion USD, and that's basically saying that the Bitcoin market cap will equal that of gold, right? So that 10 trillion market cap. PlanBTC.com, at least that's one of it. It is not your job to awaken all sheep. It is your job to awaken all the sleeping lions. Man, do I like that. I like that right there, Jungle. It is not your job to awaken all sheep. It is your job to awaken all the sleeping lions. I like that. That resonates with me and with my cash flow business. I like that. So let me show you this chart that is kind of like this infamous chart. And it's the stock to flow model. Plan B, China. I heard about the bank run. Look at people getting a little pushy, and look, some people getting upset. China's Lehman moment. We all know what happened there, right? Not the greatest of things. The money printing will be massive. I repeat, massive. He says this is good for Bitcoin. China's major banks have been notified by the housing authority that Evergrande Group won't be able to pay loan interest due September the 20th. A media report says, underlining the broadening impact of the property developers' liquidity crisis. So I don't know if this is quite the bank run, but this Evergrande Group is not going to be able to make a payment, right? Let me see if Reuters went into it, because I heard, I think it was on Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP's thing that China had a bank run. Yeah, somebody put buy Bitcoin up there. Yeah, so announce this to the banks, right? That's a very, very interesting statement there. China's major banks have been notified by the housing authority, right? So this is probably a real estate developing company, won't be able to pay loan interest due on the 20th. And people, why are these people all out here all concerned about that? It's very, very interesting. Let's see if we can listen to this.
To make loan interest payments due in the coming days. Worried investors have already been protesting. They want to be repaid money owed by ailing Chinese property giant Evergrande. But the firm is edging closer to the brink, according to Bloomberg reports on Wednesday. It says banks have been told that Evergrande won't make loan interest payments due in the coming days. That raises the spectre of a messy meltdown. Evergrande has $305 billion in liabilities, owed to many different banks and lenders. Some think Beijing will have to intervene as a result. The situation with developers is being watched, says a Statistics Bureau spokesperson. Ratings agencies are also keeping a close eye. Fitch said in a note that any collapse could cause difficulties for some small banks, though it said the sector as a whole would be able to ride it out. The agency and some analysts bet that Beijing will at least step in to make sure any homes under construction do get finished. For now, the Bloomberg report says Evergrande is in talks to extend payments or roll over some loans. But the firm's vast liabilities leave many wondering what a messy ending might mean for China's financial system.
So Plan B said China's Lehman moment. The money printing will be massive. I repeat, massive. This is good for Bitcoin. I'm going to find this thing, but you can count here in a second. Let's get the USD M2 money and QE out of the equation. Bitcoin equals 26 ounces of gold and rising. So obviously this is a big time Bitcoin guy, but his background is very, very interesting. Let's see if I can find it. So this cycle will be different. This cycle will be lengthening cycle. That's what they call it. There it is, Jungle. Lengthening cycle. Although I focus on average and have no model for when or how the top is, I expect the top to be in the yellow area relatively later than the 2013, 2017 tops. So, which suggests a lengthening cycle. Him and Benjamin Cohen discussed this. And I think it may be more of Benjamin Cohen's thing than Plan B's. Not that he doesn't believe it. He calls it and he references it. He charts it differently than a lengthening cycle, right? Above 2017 top, no diminishing return question mark. So this cycle will be different. And again, I heard about this dude from Rand Neuner, Crypto Banter, and I listened to a video. I'm trying to find this. I think it's the infamous stock to flow chart, Bitcoin stock to flow model, worst case scenario for 2021. Let's skip September and go straight to October, is what he's saying here. I had a video on Michael Saylor. That's not it. So he was being interviewed by Benjamin Cohen. Another one. Because I guess there was a lot of back and forth going on between him, Plan B, and Benjamin Cohen on Twitter. And now I can't find it. I watched it today. $1 Bitcoin plus 95% cash allocation beats the S&P 500 over the last 10 years. High return, lower risk, better risk. Interesting. Oh, man. I thought I would be able to find it quickly, and I can't. But in any case, check this guy out. Plan B. Let's see if I go to planbtc.com, maybe that interview will be there. Interesting stuff. And so we all know who Crypto Banter is. We all know who Rand Neuner is. I think he calls himself something Rand Man. Yeah, it was here. Modeling 19, Fisher Market, Bitcoin float, Bitcoin stock to flow, cross-pro asset model, podcast. There it is right here. It was this one here. There's no way to click on this. August 2021, in the Cryptoverse, a discussion with Plan B about stock to flow, lengthening cycles and diminishing returns. This is where it is right here. For some, oh, there it is. It's loading up. Yeah, so definitely something that I encourage you to take a listen to. I'm not going to play it because, again, his background, I think, is probably the most important part. His background. So go to his website on Twitter. Rather, go to Twitter, Plan B at 100 trillion USD on Twitter. Then go to the planbtc.com, hit on that link, I believe, and then look for this here. Interesting 25 years in the traditional financial market. Very, very interesting conversation, but it is a tough listen to. So, it's a tough listen to. I was doing it while I was working out, but it's a different perspective with him and Benjamin Cohen that I think it's important to pay attention to. Let me get back into the chat here, see what you guys are talking about. But I think it's huge. Check the video comment section. I sent a link, brother. Okay, Dan, thank you, man. Spanish Cobra's in the building. What's going on, my friend? It's good to see you. Hopefully this thing is up to date. Yeah, Gary Gensler. Who knows? More Calvo. Jay Sober is here. How are you, Jay Sober? Good to see you. The Crypto Caveman, 500 billion in debt. What's good with you, man? Life is good, Spanish Cobra. Life is good. So Bankless, another one now to listen to, I think, and that can add some value. Now it's a really Ethereum based channel, but they do have some great interviews. One of their recent interviews was with what's her name? Kathy Wood and ARK Invest, right? And I think she had two other people there with her. And this is an older one. There it is right here. Banks are scared. And when I told you, when she said that the true accredited investor, she said it here most of the time in this interview, that the true accredited investor was the retail investor. The true accredited investor was the retail investor. 12K for a Gala node. Wow. Now, I thank you, Jay Sober. I heard today, I was listening to the guy from Gala and Crypto Stash on YouTube, and they said they're coming up with nodes that are going to be they got this one big node, I forget what it's called, a super node, no, founders node. Okay, founders node. But then they're gonna have nodes for game. So the node, you don't want the founders node, you don't want to support the whole thing. You can just support that particular game, like Mirandus, for example, and you can have a node dedicated, is primarily dedicated for the game itself. Yeah, interesting. In case you didn't know that, Jay Sober. Founders node, 12K. 12K for a Gala node. All right, so let me share Miss Kathy Wood here. I think it's interesting. The retail investor is the real accredited investor. So Bankless, something to consider. They do very, very intelligent interviews. They do. Now it is an Ethereum channel for sure. Correction, 13K, says the Kendrick Smith. Oof. Let me see if they got it time stamped. Kathy Wood, founder and CEO and CIO of ARK Invest. Let's see. Yeah, she said it. The retail investor was the real accredited investor. That the knowledge and expertise was far greater than any of the traditional accredited investors today. Definitely. I have loved when she said that. Let's see.
Now, Hester Peirce at the SEC is fighting this concept. And so are we. We're trying to democratize.
Yes, listen.
Not changed much, but I think it will change. We're just going to keep, if we are right, then those who are wedded to benchmarks are going to lose their jobs.
I would only add that your research has educated retail, right? Institutions might be dismissing it currently, but you have your following. Kathy, Yassine has his following. Like ARK's team has been empowered to connect with their audiences. And while there are haters of ARK, there's a much larger army, I think, of lovers on Reddit and Twitter, and everyone cheering on what ARK is doing based on the open source research.
Which has been wonderful. In fact, there's a concept called accredited investors in our world. Accredited investors have to meet certain income and asset thresholds before they can invest in anything risky, which the SEC deems risky. Now, Hester Peirce at the SEC is fighting this concept. And so are we. We're trying to democratize investing and give these opportunities to anyone. Now, if you ask me who are the accredited investors in our space, I'm going to tell you it's the retail. They know because they're reading our research, and these investments. They do not, many of them do not make lightly. They want to study everything we put out. Those are the truly accredited investors. So
I agree with her. I agree with her 10,000%. 10,000% that we are the true accredited investors, and no one asks for the SEC's protection. I think it's time for us to be able to make our own decisions, right? Make our own decisions, right? Jay Silver says, looked at it when it was 5K, but yes, Miranda's, yeah. So Miranda's, and I guess they have a game out now too, right, Jay Silver? They have a game out now that people are playing. But that might be a node that I would be interested in perhaps having, because the benefits of running that node, I think, in terms of NFTs, in-game assets. What is the other thing? Just a certain monetization as well for just running that node. And I think that the ecosystem of NFTs and NFT assets and whatever token that comes with the game, getting that token because you're doing the node, I think it would be more valuable than just, getting just a token. Cleveland Bell is in the building. How are you, my friend? And so the other one is Real Vision Crypto with Raoul Paul. The dude is just, for me, what they're doing there is genius in motion. I really, really do believe that. Real Vision Crypto membership is genius in motion, right? And so every now and then, I listen to something from the Real Vision Crypto. I usually just go to his channel, wait for something to come out. Where it is here. So hopefully this will. See what the latest and greatest is there over there. But are you guys part of Real Vision Crypto? It is a free, or maybe $1, free or $1, one or the other. Definitely worth it, right? You got to pay very close attention to who we're listening to, because there's a lot of noise out there. It really, really, really is. And if we're looking to create generational wealth, right? If we're looking to create generational wealth, we got to pay attention to who we're listening to. Start your free membership now. Join the crypto revolution. Let me see if I can find this login here. And then I'm going to cover Charles Gasparino from Fox Business. Looks like he's getting in the fight. Looks like he is joining the fight. Did that seem like it to you guys? It looks like he is joining the fight. Oh my goodness. And again, it was his first. I think that's going to work. It was his first, stint, if you will, at covering, everything. So I give him some slack. He made some mistakes in that little broadcast, but at least he did try. Did that work? No, that didn't work, I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it did work. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on. Why is it asking me to? I wanted to kind of show you some of the stuff in here. Oh, there it is. There it is there. All right, I'll share it. I think I can go to videos. Yeah. How tokenization can revitalize the real estate industry. I bet that is a great talk. The latest video, investable analysis of big crypto. Here's our guy. Oh man, I can't believe I can't remember his name. What is this guy's name? Not Matt. Oh guys, I can't remember his name right now. Santiago. Blockchain helping to reshape agriculture. Again, guys, it costs less. I think it costs $1 or less. New series, the world's best crypto interviews. Interesting. This conversation with Gary Vaynerchuk was interesting. Gary Vaynerchuk is something. I put a little money. I invested a little money in his deal there. Number one, because I was going to get books. That was the most important part. I was going to get books. And I'm sure he will wrap in some NFTs and or a NFT around that. So yeah. Very sure. The V thing went really, really well. The V NFTs went really, really well. If you were able to get onto them. So guys, I wanted to point those guys out to you for some food for thought. Hugh Hendry, the new economy of community tokens. Raoul Paul is really, really big on these community tokens. And as a matter of fact, speaking of community tokens, I read earlier this morning that Chili's partnered with FTX. And we all know how well FTX is doing right now, but apparently they partnered up with, and they're going to be listing some of their new community tokens. I think they have 2 or 3 community tokens around sports and gaming. And they're going to be hooking up and being able to list on FTX. So that's interesting. And so maybe Raoul Paul is correct when he talked about, these social and or community tokens being the next big deal. He said he wasn't interested in yield. Danny Loth, Raoul Paul said, I'm not interested in yield, but these community tokens are fascinating. So he had a big thing for that. So, all right, so let's get the Gasparino thing. I'll let you guys listen to it. Keela says Gasparino is A triple plus. This media exposure feels like it's snowballing. Digital Functioners in the building. How are you? Hey, he's enjoying my retirement in Thailand. Oh, nice. Listening to Real Vision on a regular basis. I love it. So you got Real Vision and Real Vision crypto. That is nice, my friend. Leveling up for sure. Trevor LeConte said he's selling 5 V-Friends on Christie's. That's Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sure he is. Keila says, yes, I'm subscribed to Real Vision. Nice. The crypto one or Real Vision? Because I'm sure you get the crypto one with Real Vision, Keila. Good for you. I'm catching up on some of you guys' chat. Max P says, and he's spreading the word. You must be talking about Charles Gasparino, right? I haven't heard anything about Prime XBT Exchange, Crypto Kahuna. It's good to see you here. You're hearing that XRP is getting relisted there, huh? All right, let me share this. Let me get this thing. I hadn't heard that. It is not your job to awaken all sheep. It is your job to awaken all the sleeping lions. I love it. That is the Crypto Siege's channel for sure. We're out there. The average Joes and average Jays out there, they're sleeping right now, but they are lions. They don't know that the digital asset space is their chance to win. We got to let them know. All right, so John Deaton shared this, and I do think it's important. I got to check out Gerald Salente. I'm going to do that later on tonight with this Trends Journal. Robert Kiyosaki and his wife Kim are really high on Trends Journal by Gerald Salente. But here, is it here? Yep, here it is right here. Deaton talked about it as well, but here's the actual video. Let's listen to Charles' first attempt from Fox Business. Let's take a listen to this. Oh, did I share? No, I didn't share. Share, audio, share. There it is. About to say, what did they do? Take it down already?
All right. It is a question the government has yet to answer. Is crypto a currency or a security? Some type of different investment? And what the Securities and Exchange Commission concludes with Ripple XRP could set the rules going forward for the entire crypto world. Let's get to Charlie Gasparino joining us now on what's at stake, not just for XRP, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big case, and I'll tell you why, Liz. Not only is the SEC suing Ripple, saying that it issued XRP illegally without registering them as securities, thus its whole operation is essentially illegal, more or less. I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of what they're saying. Some of the XRP holders are now suing the SEC as well, saying that the SEC is applying different standards to different players, accusing the SEC, some SEC officials, of benefiting other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum. As they do business with Ethereum, that's in some of these documents. It's and I'm going to be reporting more about this in days and weeks ahead. This is a pretty wild case of holders of XRP suing the SEC. So when this whole ball of wax unwinds, I know a lot of people I speak to say that it's going to be we're going to get some determination on the future of the SEC's enforcement. You know, how far could crack down, what is a currency, what isn't, and maybe, just maybe, Congress gets involved in this and sorts this stuff out, because what we have right now is a mess. Let's look at it this way, Liz, and this is what the XRP people and the Ripple people will tell you. Ethereum was created back in 2014. It issued securities to create Ethereum, much like Ripple issued securities, in their case XRP, to create Ripple. That does, but Ethereum has been given the green light. It could keep working, even though it didn't register any of this stuff. Ripple, as you know, is being sued. What's the difference between Ripple and Ethereum? Well, the SEC would say Ripple is still building out its platform. The Ethereum platform is built out. The stuff is now trading like any other commodity, not a security that is used to build something where you get something in return. This is a lot of gray area here, if you see what I'm saying. And that's where this thing gets really murky. And I think the one thing I will tell you is that, again, there's a civil case. If it's allowed to proceed, they have taken depositions from SEC officials on this civil case. It's going to be pretty interesting how that works with the SEC's case against Ripple. And Gary Gensler's now, he's the new SEC chairman, taking over for Jay Clayton, who launched the Ripple case. Gensler's going even further. He's going after Coinbase and other issues, so other crypto entities. So this is really big here, and I think somebody, an adult in the room, has to come down and lay out regulations that are that are some sort of that are consistent. That we don't have regulation by enforcement, because this business is too big. It's $3 trillion. There's a lot of major players in it. I know tons of hedge fund, like major player hedge funds. We're not. These are serious people that are in it. The blockchain technology, which is
so. In any case, that is big. Again, you know, we're going to give him a pass, right? This is his first deal. He just started interacting on Twitter. So he's just getting his feet wet. He's just kind of getting the details, the ins and out, if you will. And I'm sure he will continue to learn more and more and get more things correct as he, if you will, joins the cause, if you will. And I think that he will. I think that he'll bring light to it. So we'll see how often they bring him on. I know he's with Fox Business, but appreciate it. We appreciate that start, right? We appreciate the good first effort. And so I know he didn't get a lot of things right, but he got enough of the things right. He's starting to bring some attention and ask some questions that no one else in mainstream media has been willing to ask. And I think he's going to ask these questions, and especially once he kind of learns more of the whole Hinman deal and the Clayton deal, and kind of the missteps, if you will, the underhanding that has looked like has taken place. I do think he's going to look into that further. I know he tweeted out, it's not unusual for these types, regulators to move to businesses that, support a thing. But the whole Ethereum free pass thing that he mentioned, essentially talking about there, is going to be big. Like, why did Ethereum be able to continue to operate, and why did they go after Ripple? And so I think he'll continue to ask more and more questions like that. And I think he'll point out that it just doesn't make sense. And I don't think he has anything to lose. And it'll be interesting to see if he gets shut down. That'll be a big time tell. So we'll see. And Leonidas did correct him in the tweet here, right? And he'll read it and he'll learn and he'll get better. Jungle, I like what Jungle says here. I didn't get to read this, Jungle. Thank you for covering this. XRP investors don't want special treatment, just clear rules and uniform application of the law. I'm reading this to you guys. We hope Gary Gensler can come to a workable solution, a workable resolution to this. Leonidas said, good to see mainstream media covering this, but the XRP ledger, the XRPL, has been working nonstop since day one. Ripple is building its own software that's entirely different than the XRP ledger. Ripple does not control the XRP ledger. It's like saying petrol is a security because cars are still being built, right? So in any case, we appreciate you taking the first step. It's Charles. I know she called you Charlie. We appreciate you doing that for sure. So guys, there it is there. Just some food for thought. Be careful who you're listening to. Check out Plan B. It's a preparation thing for the possibility of the extended cycle. It's a possibility. I don't know if we'll have it. I'm not planning on an extended cycle, but my plan does. It does not. It still falls in line with an extended cycle because there still has to be bear market, right? I know some people think the bear market is only going to be just a few weeks, just a little bit of a retracement, and then we're going to just kind of go back. So we shall soon see what that is going to look like. Hey, Holly Molly, good to see you. This whole SEC thing is much BS. It is indeed. It is indeed. It's crazy. Absolutely. Yeah, on Twitter this week, Crypto Kahuna says that Prime XBT Exchange is going to relist XRP. Interesting. Or looking to relist it, I guess, right? So anyway, guys, that's it for the word on the street for tonight. Be careful who you listen to. Check out Real Vision Crypto and Raul Paul if you haven't done so already. Go over to Plan B on Twitter at 100 trillion USD. And then click on his link in his bio, if you will, and you can go check out that interview with Benjamin Cohen, and Kathy Wood from Ark Invest. Really sharp lady, another one that I'm looking forward to kind of digging into what she has, if she has subscriptions, if she has something's research to learn more about. She seems really, really, really smart, and she's looking out. She respects the retail investor, so I think that is hugely important, just like Real Vision Crypto and Raoul Paul. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this: that old money doesn't want you to win, but that's okay though, because you and I are already winning. Have a great rest of the night, guys.